Hey everybody, welcome to Kelrune's Garden. Figured today maybe I should actually get my hands in the dirt and, well, all I've been doing is showing you stuff that's been here since last season. So, let's get digging. So, I know you've seen them a few times. I got the hydrangeas. I've been talking about putting them up front here, getting them ready. Well, I think it's time to actually put something in the ground. Thinking it's going to be a good growing season. So, first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of last season stuff, taking it out back, putting it in the compost pile, mixing it in, so that way I've got something fresh for next season. Or actually, what I'm really going to do is I'm going to throw it into that small pile, and it's going to be ready in 2 seasons. That way anything that's in here, and all the nutrients that have been sucked out, it can churn into the other nutrients and make some better soil. So we'll get started with that. You can see I still got some of my sprayers in there from last season. This guy over here, well, I don't know if anything is going to grow, so I'm going to plant something in that too. Usually that sits up there by the front porch, so. Still looks like some pretty good dirt. It's got some good color to it. Hasn't had much water, but as I get down into it, it's got that nice texture to it, so that way it stays together. So I think that's going to be real good. All right, kind of match up with the amount of dirt that I have ready to put back in. So this is from that ready compost pile we talked about before. This guy, as we showed before, it's got some good holding power, got some good color, and we're going to mix it right back in to what I've got here. But first, let's get our hydrangea. And as you notice from the pack, I've got the blue. I do actually have 2 different colors here. The other couple did go to my folks, so. All right, these did come with a little bit of soil. They've been sitting inside since February. So they've kind of had a good maturation period sitting indoors. Look at all of that. That's going to be real nice. This one's the bigger one, and I honestly don't really know what color they are. We'll find out when they actually start flowering, which will be really nice. Ooh. This guy looks much better. Oh, this one actually came with a little patch or pouch. I'm gonna use some of that existing soil that came with it to pack around it. Now, the soil that it's come with is not just standard compost. This is a little bit of mulch in there too, which helps give it some good moisture prevention. Not to prevent the moisture, prevent the moisture from coming out. I'm just gonna pack those in at the base. Throw in our new compost here. I'm not gonna put it in all at once yet. I'm gonna pack it around. There we go. Now, these guys are ready to come up for the season. I'm going to put just a little bit more in, because once I get that water out, I don't think I live near a train track, but I think that was some guy that was being a butthole. Used almost all of it. Once that water gets in there, it's going to help settle it out a little bit, which will be real nice. Now, notably, when I got this guy was about up to here. It's kind of had all that time to grow indoors, but it hasn't had much place to go. So, I'm hoping that staying in here, they'll get to grow real big. Can't wait to see them. Let's go on to the next piece. All right, guys, we're here in the backyard. It's time to plant the blueberry. We saw the hydrangeas getting planted, so I think it's time to get that planted. But today, we've got to clean some stuff up. Where we're going to be planting was a tree. It didn't survive. So, we're going to get all the weeds out of here and then get this planted up. As usual, we're going to be using that same compost I showed you just before, and we're going to get this guy set in the soil. And just like before, this guy's got its own little pouch. Comes with that compost and that mulch mix, which isn't a bad mix. It'll be great for the moisture content. So let's clean it up. All right, so I got it cleared up, just cleaning out the area that's here. Trying not to take out too much soil, but as you can see, I got a bucket full of weeds and part of that soil. But we are not out to take out all the soil. Just take away enough to there. Now I'm not going to give up all this soil. I'm going to take a little bit of this right here. Some of it's going to go into a compost pot while I bring in some compost too. You got to remember, compost is not an all-be-it solution. It's an additive. We're using it to add nutrients to the soil. You can see, it's crumbly, it's dry, it's not really going to hold moisture, and it's also not going to accept moisture. That's why we want to use softer, looser soil. Now this guy, this was initially grown 8 months. You can see that here. So that's a great medium for keeping moisture in. And again, we got that same mulch surrounding it. So we're not just going to let that sit there. We're also going to pat it on top as well. That's some of our original soil. Now I want to use some of the original soil just to help keep it close to what it's actually going to be growing in. Because if I just put it in compost or the growth medium, then it's going to have a difficult time once it grows past its area. We want to keep the soil that's close to it as close as possible, so that way it gets used to it first before it has to shock itself later. Alright, let's get that packed in real nice. I'm going to pack it up heavily near the base while keeping the edges nice and loose. Keep some of that original soil in there. Now where we're at, there's a lot of clay. That's why this is so hard. Alright, I'm going to get about another shovel full because I want to kind of give it a little mound, give it a little support around the bottom. Alright, I'm going to get all the way around it. And not only am I going to give it a little water, I'm going to let it settle too. As you can see, it sank right in, which means there's some good air space in there. So that way, it's going to grow the roots out and it has space to grow. It doesn't have to try so hard. Because it's what is basically a sapling for a tree, it's small and it needs time to grow. Now, as I said before, just like up front, as water gets in there, it's going to settle. So later on, I'll probably add another shovel full of soil to give it that extra little help it needs for moisture control as well as growth medium. All right, so here's our bucket of weeds. Kind of heavy, but it's still pretty light. Our compost pile here, still got the grass clippings from last week. It's not time to turn it yet. About once every month or two, I'm going to turn it and take what's on top, move it closer and closer to the bottom by taking everything from the bottom to the top. That way all the microbes and the bugs and everything have a chance to break down what we're going to be putting on. Well guys, thanks for joining me in the garden today. Kind of wanted to show you a little bit of the addition that I got. No, those are not real torches. These guys are some solar powered torches that I use to show off the garden. Well, it's not really to show off the garden, just to kind of highlight the garden. They're actually pretty cool. They are solar powered, and even when I wake up for work, they're still blazing. I'm kind of afraid my neighbors are gonna turn around and go, "He's leaving his torches on all night." Well, in all honesty, I'm not leaving the torches on. I just have them going all the time. So, thought you guys might enjoy this for the end of the night.
We'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for coming to see Kelrune's garden. Wash your hands, and we'll see you next week.